Hello and welcome to Photography Podcast in the Lakes, where it's
It's photography pubcast, because we're in a pod.
Oh yeah, sorry, Photography Pubcast, because we're in a pod doing it. So we're in the lakes, and it's what is it?
Wet.
Yeah. Wet. We should say Dave's not here. Dave did turn up on Friday, and he stayed overnight, and then he got to Saturday, and I think he looked at the weather, and we've got a little recording of him, so we'll play that now.
Well, you filming?
Yeah.
Okay, well look chaps, it's pissing down with rain. I don't like the lakes, they're not as good as Snowdonia, so I'm going home.
There you go.
You can't use that.
Yeah, so he'd had enough, really, I think, and he wasn't feeling it. And if you're not feeling it, there's no
absolutely.
point.
There's no point in him staying if he wasn't,
Yeah,
And looking at this weather is probably the right decision, to be fair for him.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because we weren't going to do any hiking up the top of the hills in this. Well,
No.
me and Gary were.
So shall we describe how today's gone so far? Just to get started, Daz.
Well, I thought today went really well, to be honest with you. I mean, we had a great start to the morning, didn't we? Went to Bleetarn this morning
Yeah,
and pretty much didn't get out the car because it wasn't worth it.
bring it off.
And then we went to Yew Tree Tarn and shot round there, and I think we can all agree Yew Tree Tarn was
Gorgeous, yeah,
an
it was
amazing success.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
Yeah.
A fantastic reflections, lovely autumn colours, and then obviously went round into the woods as well. Where I think we all got some pretty decent images.
I'll tell you what we'll do. Actually, we'll stick some of our images up for that. Now you guys can send me them in, and we'll stick some up so they can see.
I
them.
won't.
No.
I won't have to, mate.
No.
It's bloody Sunday today, isn't it?
Yeah, we're going out Friday, next Sunday.
All right, I might do then.
Yeah. A
Yeah.
week today.
Sorry, but I panicked then, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, we put our images up. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so we'll put. When we talk about somewhere, we'll try and show a few. Don't
Yeah.
Don't panic, Daz. Okay?
All right, yeah.
No pressure.
We'll put a few up from there.
I've copied all Daz's images anyway, so we can just pretend they're his.
Well, that is true though. There's going to be an awful lot, aren't there? They're going to be very similar.
Yeah.
So, but that's just the nature of it. And we didn't stand in each other's tripod holes. We didn't
Oh, I did.
No, but we didn't form an orderly queue, did we? And go right.
I did.
Yeah, he nicked all of mine.
No, and then from there, I think we was all on quite a high from a very successful morning. We then went to Keswick and just had a kind of leisurely kind of breakfast, and we thought, right, well, okay, well we'll go to Borrowdale where we went on Friday, and we thought we'd just have a nice afternoon there, and we walked up from the car park to where we wanted to photograph, and as soon as we got there, the heavens just opened, but not like a little bit of drizzle, a little bit of rain. I mean, biblical weather.
I'm halfway back up King's How. Well, no, not even a quarter of the way, an eighth of the way back up King's How, because there's some nice wood up here, and it's absolutely pissing it down. No.
But the thing was, as we were driving there, we had some absolutely stunning light
We did.
over Manistee and over the Borrowdale Valley. But that just went.
Do you think we should go back to Friday and talk through the events of Friday? So we'll put it into some context as to why we went back there. So Friday when we got here. So, all right, I'm going to talk to you now, right? So when we talk about going and coming away somewhere. When we were talking about this, we were going to do Lingmore Fell, weren't we? Right? We're going to do Lingmore Fell
Today.
Today, and we were talking about that. And Daz, being Daz, he always says, "Well, we'll pop up We'll pop up King's Howe on the Friday. We'll be fine. We'll just pop up King's Howe, and then we'll do Lingmore Fell on the. Mate, people, you know, I don't know what to say about it. It was the hardest. It was the hardest walk I've ever done, ever. But yeah, and that one coming down.
But in your defence, it was difficult, and you know it's difficult when it takes you as long to get down than it does when you get up, because it was just really steep, incredibly slippery. I think you fell over once, didn't you, girl?
4 times.
But there were leaves, and it was because it was stone rocks, stone steps going down, and then there was all these kind of half-rotten leaves on top of them. It was just like an ice rink.
Apparently, it isn't being called King's Howe anymore. It's being called Gary Fell.
Yeah,
4 times.
4 times. But you had your carer. There's the track. How the hell didn't even see that? There was a bit of a crossroady bit. Right. We went right. Did you guys go left?
No, we went down through the woods.
How did you find it, Gaz? Everyone all right? How did you find it?
Easy, piece of piss. I did. Got my carer with me.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a carer's t-shirt.
I could see you, honestly. I could see him every step, because the trouble is once you fall over once, you're then like, I'm going to go again. I'm going to go again with every step. And I could see Sam like literally going, oh, for God's sake, for God's sake, just like, and I've got sticks, right? I've got 2 sticks, and I'm like almost like you know, roadside bomb detecting with them to make sure there's a safe place to put it down.
I reckon he's done more miles than anyone today. Gary.
And Daz is, Sam is like literally just like, no, it's like skipping down, you know, no sticks, a pair of slippers, like, going down there, and I'm like, every step is like, I'm going to fall, I'm going to die in a minute, I'm going to fall. But yeah, we made it down. But wow,
I was going to say it was worth that adventure to get up there.
Yeah.
Like, we had everything but unicorns, really, didn't we? Yeah.
Well, I was a bit late as well, because I was supposed to be meeting you guys up there somewhere.
You literally went up and had to come straight back.
Yeah, well, because I actually got there not far behind you guys, but then I didn't have any change for the parking, so I had to go back into Keswick, had a pasty, came back again, and then I went hiking up, and I was kind of at the point where, because I kind of got to almost near the top, and then I had no idea where you guys were, and I figured you were probably on the actual top. But I couldn't see any kind of clear paths that way, so I kind of went meandering for a little bit, and was just sort of floating about, trying to sort of think, well, find the way to the top. But then also at the same time there was this great light happening off behind me, so I did actually take a few handheld shots, just looking backwards, which were, I think, probably still my favourite images from the trip. I didn't see the sort of rainbows and things you guys did. But I still got some lovely shots the other way, and then just as I was about to give up and go back to the car park, I just saw Daz coming down the hill, and I was like, there we go.
But look at the day we had you. I mean, that was Friday.
Yeah.
Dave didn't come with us up to King's Howe.
No.
You think like, you know, yesterday yesterday we
did the River Brathay.
We did the River Brathay.
Yeah,
I think he would have liked that. He would have liked that.
Yeah, it was flat. The light was quite flat, but there was some beautiful mist.
And
it
really
was quite
lovely.
muted, but really nice. I mean, that's what it's been really. Apart from that one that on top of King's Howe, it's been sort of quite muted. But still really. I mean, the colours here. The autumn colours are unbelievable.
But when we were coming, because as you say, looping back to why we were back in Borrowdale today, because when we were coming back down, the 3 hours or whatever it took us to get down, going back through those woods, we had a light show coming back down, didn't we?
We
on
did,
the silver birches, and they just stood out. The oranges.
I didn't.
You didn't.
It was dark by the time I got down.
It was dark in your head.
I got an iPhone shot of it. Jay got his camera out, and I think he was halfway up still. But and that's the reason we went back there today, wasn't it? Because when the sun's dipping at sunset, and the sun kind of floods through that valley, and it lit up some of the autumn trees.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. That's why we thought, oh, we'll go back there today and see if we can kind of replicate that. But all we got was rain.
Oh,
Well,
right.
we were literally under a tree for probably 3/4 of an hour, I
Yeah.
should think.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Literally
huddling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was torrential, wasn't
It
it?
was.
Yeah.
And then typically, as soon as we got down and we got in the car, got to Keswick,
It's all
it stopped
came out.
raining.
Yep.
So, but there you go.
But it's been a good sort of example, I think, this trip of, because we had lots of plans beforehand, and
Yeah.
sort of you can plan certain locations based on ideal conditions. I think this has been a really good trip for just making the most of conditions in a certain place.
Yeah.
Like that place
Yeah.
where down by the river where we were yesterday.
Yeah.
It was those conditions that made it work
Yeah.
when we went there, and they weren't the sort of conditions that you'd normally associate as being ideal photography conditions. And it's just because we had a little bit of low-lying mist just below the Langdale Pikes,
Yeah,
which sort of
yeah.
created a bit of separation from the trees, and it worked out really well. It was just reacting to conditions.
Yeah, it's
Definitely.
gorgeous down there.
Yeah,
Mm.
definitely.
I guess one of your biggest disappointments so far this weekend in landscape photography heaven is that nobody's recognised you. Yeah, still, we have tried.
Still nobody. Still
Right.
nobody. I did bump into, well, I say bump into a gentleman on the way up King's How. I was sat, like, wondering whether I just wanted to carry on or kill myself. and he did come up and he sort of, I don't think he had any idea who I was, but I started talking photography to him and he said, oh, I'm part of IC Trees, which is Mally Davis's group. And I said, oh, do you know Mally? And he went, no, I'm just part of his group. And I said, oh, I know Mally. He said, oh, you post in his group? And I'm like, no, I know Mally. He's like, oh, you know. I said, I do videos. He said, oh, I thought I recognised you. What's your name? And I was like, oh, you know, it's Gary Norman. He went, oh, did you shoot the spout? And I was like, no. And he went, oh, no, that's not you.
Because we left you. Well, we didn't leave you. You said, "Go on, you guys go on. I
You
need
left
to catch my breath." So
They left me.
me and Jay went kind of up a little bit further, and then Jay got his camera out, and then I carried on. And then at one point I thought, I don't know, this doesn't look like the path to me. By that time, you'd almost caught me up.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm shouting down to Jay, I said, I don't think I'm on the right path, Jay. And then you went, no, it's over there. So I said, right, okay, well, look, I'll go up anyway. I'll go up and I'll cut across and we'll kind of intersect back on the path together. Yeah, that gentle pathway, and you're fine. And I got lost in the brambles.
You went bushwhacking, didn't
But
you?
not only that, I had a load of I got lost in the ferns, but I had a load of brambles wrapped around my leg, and I was on the slope,
Oh, God.
and I didn't think I could get out. I really did, and I was thinking one of you guys are gonna. I was only about 15 foot from
Yeah, you were.
weren't I?
Yeah,
But
I
I
could
was
see you.
just
I
like, I can't
was
get
just
out.
laughing so much.
You know, you know that-
There's no help whatsoever.
You know that feeling that you had there?
Yeah.
That's how I felt when I tried to get out of the tent. I got an airbed on the tent, and like it's like a lilo. So every time I roll over, all the air drops out of that side and puffs up the other side, and then it flips me over. And there were times when I genuinely thought, I'm not getting up, I'm not getting out of there.
We
So-
should probably say, shouldn't we? We had the first night we got here in a tent
Yeah.
because we couldn't book this pod, unfortunately, for the 3 nights.
No.
As much as we tried, we couldn't. So we had one night in a tent,
Yeah.
and then we had last night and then tonight in this
Yeah.
luxury heated pod.
This is a
It's
lovely
really
pod.
nice.
I reckon
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
overrated.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, so that's why the lighting in here may be a little bit. I don't want anybody commenting saying the lighting's a little bit poor or the quality.
Yeah.
We've got to make do with what we've got,
Yeah,
which
exactly.
is a lovely pod. Don't get me
Yes.
wrong. I'm just saying that.
Yeah. Well, we'll let them know the lighting isn't great for recording video, and hopefully
No.
they'll do something
Yeah.
about that next time we come up.
So
Darren and I own the tents, which are absolutely lovely.
we are hardcore.
Yeah,
Not hard
sticking
to
it
do,
out
so.
in the rain.
Yeah, we don't mind, mate, do we?
No, it's great.
While these two are in here.
We don't
I'm
need
more than
underfloor heating.
No, I am absolutely ecstatic. I like literally, you should have seen our faces when we walked in. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, I can picture you two actually,
It's
like
like, oh.
giddy little schoolboys, kind of standing
Yeah.
there, hopping from one leg
Yeah.
to the other. Look at
It's like you put your foot down, and go, oh water heating. Oh my god, it's amazing.
The great thing about this pod as well is full of sound effects. I'm sure I heard a steam train last night.
Did you, mate?
for about an hour, the steam train was going.
Well, I heard a muffled steam train
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
so yeah, and it was coming from this
I
direction.
felt for Bumble for
Did
that.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
People from Manchester heard the steam train. Like, I can't help it. I snore. Like, I'm a big guy, so you know what are you going to do? What are you going to
Yeah,
do?
it's
I
all
do
good-
wake,
it's
I
all
wake
good,
myself
mate.
up snoring as well. To be
No,
honest with
there
you.
you wake others that sleep
Yeah.
next to you up snoring as well.
Yeah, then they wake
It's all
up
good,
as well.
mate. It's all good.
So let's talk about. So we've only been to 2 pubs, haven't we?
Hang on, before we do that, should
Oh,
we
he
stop
always
and
stop?
interrupts. He always
Yeah.
interrupts me, doesn't it? Always.
Listen, right, go on then. That's what you're saying. Sorry. Pubs.
I was going to say, yeah, we've only been
Oh,
to.
I'll tell you what else.
This is payback, isn't it?
Yeah,
It really is. I can't complain. No, we've only been to 2 pubs since we've been here,
Yeah,
and as soon as we finish recording this, we're
going
back,
back.
to the pub. But
Yeah.
so we're in Little Langdale, the National Trust campsite, Great Langdale, sorry. And we've been to the Old Dungeon Gill
Yeah.
twice, 3 times tonight, for a beer and something to eat, which is good pub, isn't it?
Good, yeah,
Yeah, very good.
It's a good
I mean,
pub.
it could be a little less grumpy in there, but the food is good and the beer's
yeah,
good.
the
so-
food's good. And then we went to the Queen's Head at Hawkshead. And if anyone is looking to come up to the lakes or somewhere different in the lakes, I'd highly recommend Hawkshead. It's one of my favourite little kind of, what would you call that? Would you call that a town?
I'd call it ice
Village?
cream heaven.
It was ice cream heaven, wasn't it?
It's
Well,
a
that's
village,
what-
I'll call it a
That's
village.
why I took the guys there, because every time we come up, me and Helen, we always go to Hawkshead to get an ice cream. And I said to the guys, look, we've got to go there, get an ice cream. Jay, you didn't have one, did you?
I
was really
did it. No, I'm
disappointed,
not
actually.
really into me ice cream, to be honest. I'm more of a sort of savoury man than a sweet man. But,
Right.
you know, that's what
But
I like.
me-
Anyway.
Gaz and Sam, we had ice creams, didn't
Yeah.
we? And it was
It's
good.
They were huge. There wasn't just ice cream. It was
Massive.
Yeah.
because she said, well, no, you said, can I have a double? You didn't realise you could have a double, and
Yeah.
I was expecting to do a double cone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was 2 on
Oh,
top.
yeah.
It was like bigger than your head. It was like
Yeah.
huge.
They are amazing.
I think while we're at it, we should give a shout out for the Cornish pasty shop as well.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
In
'Cause
Keswick.
oh yeah, because they
Yeah.
are nice.
Yep.
Chicken and chorizo, good shout.
Chicken
right?
and chorizo was a really good shout.
Yeah.
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 We were considering creating a channel, were we not? We were talking about it earlier.
Yeah.
Recommending
Mm.
pie shops, pasty shops, ice cream parlours,
Yeah.
pubs,
Yeah.
you know, anything to do
So-
with
Photography.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you think there's a market for that, then
Yeah.
let us know.
Yeah. Well, if you own a pasty shop or
Yeah.
let us know. And
And if you want to sponsor us,
yeah, exactly, free pasties. I can't complain about that at all. Yeah.
No, but what I was going to say is, if anyone, so what would you call Hawkshead? I'm still. Is it a little
Village,
is it a
I'd
small
say it's a
village,
village.
I'd say
village?
village,
Is
yeah.
it a village,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
A large village then. Yeah, because it's got 3 pubs. One of them shut down,
Yeah.
I think now. But it's But if anyone's looking for a place to stay as a base, I would highly recommend
Yeah.
Hawkshead. I
Yeah.
think it's a lovely town,
Central,
village.
Quite
Yeah.
central.
Yeah,
for
just
everything.
it's just
Yeah.
north of Coniston, just say south of Ambleside. I think it's a great location.
It is. It was a lovely little place actually.
Yeah.
As is Keswick, and actually, I'm a bit gutted we missed Stuart as well. Because he's got a gallery there, but he was doing a workshop, wasn't he? So
He was, yeah.
Well, he says he was doing a workshop. He probably shut it
He
down.
probably just shut down because he knew
Yeah,
he was
we were
coming.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think your favourite shot's been for the weekend so far? Have you got one in your mind now that you're really excited to edit?
One of 2, I think, for me. It's either the rainbow over Derwent Water, or I took a really nice, what I thought was a nice balanced shot of a tree at Yew Tree Tarn with the tree and some reeds, and then the reflection, and then some more reeds, and I thought that looked really nice. But you don't know, do you? When you get home, the problem was with when we were up on top of King's House, it's so windy.
It was really windy.
Yeah.
That you,
Yeah.
I mean, there's loads of shots I look at on the back of the camera and go, wow, but I know when I get them home, they're not going to be
Sharp or- yeah.
because the wind, and also the tripod. One time I wish I had spikes because the tripod had no spikes, and because you're putting it on those ferns,
Yeah.
it's sort of bouncing on the
Yeah,
ferns, and with the
yeah.
wind, it was really.
It was exhilarating. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was a real adrenaline rush. Really standing with that wind blowing in your face.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. And I will say, James will be proud of me. A lot of mine up there were handheld.
Yeah, mine
James
were
had
as
a lot of
well.
mine were.
Yeah.
They had to be.
He was like this, so up there, woohoo!
I was.
It's all kicking off, woo!
I was loving it. I bet there's been probably two times in my photography life where I've experienced really exceptional conditions. One was at the Malverns when we had an inversion up there, and that was absolutely gorgeous when I was with Andy Maguire. And that one Friday was the next best. In fact, it was probably the best
Yeah.
because of the actual light show that we got. But it was just that buzz that you get when the light's kicking off, wind in your face. It's
Yeah.
you know, everything just comes.
What about the rest of you then? What were your favourite shots, do you think?
I think I've got 3 which I'm excited to find out what they're like when I process them, and I'm not sure which is going to be the best. The first is just a handheld shot from when I was heading up to meet you guys at the top of King's House. And there's some nice shots there because I had the rain coming in, so there's the light behind the rain.
Yeah.
Is that the one you showed us on the back of the
Yeah,
camera?
that was really
nice.
Yeah.
You know, sorry Sam, but you know when you yourself you take a photo and you just hope that comes out.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of yours,
Yeah.
and both of you, I'm hoping
Yeah.
Every
that,
photo.
that they come out. You know, that they
Yeah.
look as
Yeah.
good on the big screen as they do on the back of the camera. Because
Yeah.
you two have both got
Yeah.
a couple of shots
Yeah,
where it's
that's
like,
it.
please let these work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's another one actually down by the river yesterday where it was I sort of didn't bother with the river and below, but I had the Langdale pikes in the background with the mist below them, and then there was this little sort of hill with some trees on it, and I think it was 2 sheep in it as well, which were just in the perfect pose. And I'm looking. It might be one of those ones which, when you get it on the computer, it's not as good as you remember it.
Yeah.
But it could be one which is one I'm looking forward to seeing anyway. So, yeah.
Jane, what about you?
I've got a couple. I think.
400.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think I filled my SD card up in the.
Yeah, because I said to Jay, why don't we walk down here? And then you went, I can't. I've got nothing left. My memory card's full.
I've never taken so many pictures in a short space of time.
He was-
I've only been up here 15 minutes,
He
Jay.
was like this, he was like,
Yeah.
Spray and pray.
Yeah.
40
Find your
frames per
focus
second.
point and spray and pray. No, but there's I'm sure that at least, hopefully, fingers crossed, 1 or 2 of those with that light show going on, that's got to be a shot that I'm looking forward to editing. But another one was this morning, and it was handheld as well as when we were walking back Yew-Tree Tarn,
Yeah.
and along that side of the road there. And because it was so still and the lovely reflections, I actually stopped because I saw those 3 silver
Yeah.
birches, didn't
Yeah,
I?
yeah, yeah.
And I got the camera out, and I was on the road, so I wasn't going to put my tripod, so I handheld it again, got that shot, and then put it back in the bag, moved 3 spaces, and thought, oh, there's a shot there that was done you were taking.
Yeah.
Oh Christ, I've got to take that one. And I think that one, and I'm sure we both got a similar shot,
Yeah.
and you, Sam, showed it as well. It was just so beautiful,
Yeah.
wasn't it? The autumn colours, the reflection. I think there was a lily pad in the middle and the reeds in the foot.
Yeah, it was right in the middle of the lake, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Or the tarn.
Just stunning.
I tell you what, the walk round Yew-Tree Tarn was really good.
Mm.
But if you find it difficult to walk, you literally could pull up there. You could pull
Yeah.
up there
Oh, yeah,
in the
yeah.
autumn.
Yeah.
The shots you could get just along that, even
Yeah.
from the car park, are amazing.
Yeah.
That would be
absolutely
the
amazing.
ultimate park and shoot, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
Mm.
yeah,
Because you could open a passenger door
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and shoot
Yeah.
or shoot from the passenger window.
absolutely. And there are several different styles of tree there as well, because you've got those pines on the far side,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then there's some birches, but then there's also some, I'm going to say, other trees.
Yeah, there is definitely other trees there.
Well, the sort of the lemony, greeny ones that we.
Well, the ones that aren't
This-
pine or birches.
One's
Yeah.
the trunk.
Yeah. What about you, Daz? What were your favourite shots?
Well, again, looking on the back of the camera, I think I've got one that I'm quite pleased with from the top of King's Howe,
Yeah.
which would be very similar to, because perhaps what Jay's got, because he was kind of reacting to the light, but
Yeah.
I was also photographing Derwent Water, so I wasn't up on the top like
Yeah.
Jamie was.
Yeah.
So I think I've got one from up there, and then I think there's 2 that I'm quite keen to see from today's shoot at Yew-Tree Tarn. One of them, Jay's already said, but there was another one that as soon as you get out the car and we started walking round to the wheel, like the iconic shot
yeah,
with
yeah.
with the sluice
Is it
wheel.
the one where I was in the way?
Yeah, and I stood to the
Could you
right.
kindly clear off?
No, I just said, could you move your bright pink umbrella? That was all. It's just standing there. I could clone you out, but that thing, Jesus. So yeah, I stood there for a long time because there had some beautiful kind of reflections. And I kind of went for a few different crops, and then I ended up kind of taking a pano. I don't think the pano's going to work. I was saying to Jay, because there was so much sky that reflecting in. I think by the time I crop everything out, it'll be a huge letterbox, which won't work.
Because you couldn't use the sky at all.
No.
I'll be surprised if any of our shots in there have sky in, because the sky was blanket grey. There wasn't anything in it, was there?
But I said to Jay, like, you know, you're standing there and you don't want to get all the way home and think, why didn't I just attempt it? So after all the 3x2s and 1x1 and 4x3s I shot, I just thought, right, I'll just take a pano and then see what happens. So,
But this must have been the most landscape photography you've done in the last, 2 or 3 years?
Yeah.
This weekend?
Perhaps not 2 or 3 years, but certainly this year.
Yeah.
Certainly this year. Yeah, because I mean, last year I shot a lot at home fell, and I've got some great conditions. Didn't vlog it all the time, but I did get some good conditions. But yeah, I think for all of us, really, you think, I mean, we have had a lot of rain since we've been here, but how productive has this been?
Oh, yeah.
Brilliant.
Over the last 3 days.
Yeah.
I know you were saying about, literally just then, about you haven't vlogged anything, or you haven't vlogged it. I find it really interesting because I came out with the absolute intention to do 3 or more videos. I think you were saying
exactly the same. Yeah,
and I just don't want to do it. I just, do you know what? I think it would have spoilt the weekend with us, with all of us.
Yeah,
and it's like I'm starting to have that feeling more and more. I think I was saying again to you guys. I think you need to split out your time. So if you go out and you say, right, today or this weekend is a specific, I'm going to go and do a few vlog weekends. But when you're out with your mates, I think vlogging would have ruined it.
But there's no way, Joe, that you could have got the shots that you got on Friday if you was trying to vlog it. Because if you'd have been, I'll just quickly set up the camera.
Exactly.
Oh, this is like, you would have lost it.
Yeah. And it, as you say, it spoils the enjoyment. We're here as 4 or 5 mates, just having a great weekend together as mates.
Yeah.
And it isn't about creating content. It's about spending time together, enjoying this beautiful scenery that we're in, and not worrying about video. Because I did the same. I started recording a bit when we were down at the river, and I've given it up. There's no point really. Yeah. Focus on the pictures.
Well, I did it when we were in Glencoe. I think I did either 2 or 3 videos. I can't remember now what I did from Glencoe, and I didn't find it an issue then at all for some reason.
No, it just felt okay. It felt different. Yeah.
But here it was just every time I sort of thought, oh, maybe I should start doing a video. My mindset started to think, well, okay, how am I going to make a video from the day? What sort of strategy? I mean, I thought, do you know what? Sod it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just gonna enjoy it.
Yeah, I literally started recording a bit of B-roll, and then Daz went, put the camera away. I started recording a bit of B-roll, and I just thought, why am I doing this? And then I was talking to camera, going, oh, I've already taken 4 shots, and here they are. And I thought, well, what's the point of showing that? Because people are going to want to see your process rather than you just saying, well, I've already done it. I thought, no, I just want to take photos and also go down the pub with my mates. You know, seriously, go and have a good time.
I mean, I think, you know, the photography should always come above, the videos, but equally, I think us 4 just having a real laugh, and obviously Dave on the Friday, even should be even above the photography kind of thing, because we just, I mean, the laughs that we've had this week, mostly at Gaz's expense. I mean, I just wish that we could have videoed everything, every step of Gary getting down, because I'm honest, I reckon Torval and Dean would have redone Bolero after watching some of your moves on them rocks.
Step on that little bit there. Okay. Go on then. Come to the lakes, he said. Just a small fell. He said, no problem. Fallen over 4 times already.
Right, pay attention.
I'm trying to pay attention. Oh. How am I going to get down there?
We went that way, Gal. We went.
Can we just play that? Yeah, and that. And the back. And you.
He's like a ballerina, isn't he?
Yeah, do you remember those hippo ballerinas? that sold. I'm getting water in my boots. I can't. How am I
Are you doing guided tours next
There's
week?
another one there.
Well,
It's nice.
That's all right.
no, that one's all right. Right, so you've made it like about 5 foot from the last one.
Exhibit A, Exhibit B. Oh, I'm going to fall on this one. I'm not snowing. I can't get. How can I get down there? You do realise I'm slipping on flat ones at the moment.
Right, there's someone behind you, Gav. No pressure, but you know. Come on, just go for it. Yeah,
Come on.
you can do it, mate. Oh. Well done, mate. Proud of you. You all good?
I just want to say, right, to God, or whoever's involved in making mountains, right, if you've got to walk down, right, if you've got to walk down to somewhere, don't make you have to go back up again to get to the next bit. I've just done 50, 60 like yards of steps down. And then I've got to go back up again.
It took 2 hours to pretty much get down, and then it plateaued off, and then it looked like it was going up, which it did. And then me and Jay are in front, and just from behind us, we just heard, "Is that going up? Is that going up again? Is that going up again? That's going up again." But do you want to know a little secret? Right, I'm going to tell you a little secret. You're a friend of mine, so I could tell you, right? So today, we was hunkered under under the umbrellas, right? And you're piss wet through because you have your waterproofs on. And then you said, right, I'm going to go back to the car, and I'm literally crouched under the umbrella. And there was no rocks, there was nothing, right? So if you couldn't have hurt yourself, but you had to go through the bracken, and I'm under this with the umbrella, laughing, thinking, please let it fall over, because he will disappear into the bracken. And I was literally laughing to myself, thinking, please just fall on that wet.
That was the most embarrassing bit of the whole thing, though. When we came down on Friday, I fell down every time. Yeah. I fell down 3 times on the way down, and I got up and went, "No, I'm fine." And then there's this last tiny little bit that was like no rocks, nothing slippery at all. And you, because you'd gone, I mean, they'd gone, hadn't they? Yeah. When I fell over, they didn't see, they didn't have the privilege of that. But the last tiny bit, all 3 of you were stood there at the bottom having a chat, and I fell over in some mud.
And there were people coming down behind as well.
Yeah. And I just thought, oh my God, does it get any worse than that? It's so embarrassing.
Oh, I thought you'd just given up trying to stand up. Like
mate, I'd just given up.
He was just trying to roll down in the
air. The third time I fell over, I banged my arm, which, you know, it's lucky it's not broken in 4 or 5 places, but I banged my arm and I just lay for probably a good 10, 15 seconds, just laid there and went, I'm not getting up.
I was actually a bit worried about you actually when you had that third fall.
Yeah, but mentally more than physically. Yeah. I was just like, I'm not getting up. I've had enough. I was going to stay there. Someone can literally come and airlift me off this because I'm not doing any more of those. walking steps. Oh dear.
No, I was no pleasure you falling over on them rocks.
No, but you
just-
want to take a
but
great
just-
sense of
but with your pink umbrella, I just thought, please let him disappear into all them ferns. That would just make my weekend.
What you didn't see is when I went out of sight of you, I was like skipping down. I was like doing cartwheels down the rocks. I was like, this is easy. Oh God, it was so wet as well today, but brilliant. But like literally, I know like most people who watch this have probably been to the lakes, but and I got my issues with the lakes in the past. But it's a brilliant place to come. It really, really
Especially this
is.
time of year.
Yeah, it's the colours. Just driving through, the colours are amazing. And like you know, we said, I'm not a fell walker, but no, really, I'm not.
You're a fell faller.
But you don't have to come for the fells. There's so much. It's quite accessible.
I
as
think
well.
I think the trick with the lakes, as anal as it sounds, is pre-planning,
Yeah,
because you can drive through the lakes and you can just see these amazing scenes open up in front of you, but there is no parking. So it does take
That's
a bit
right.
of planning. But if you do that and think, right, okay, I'm going to go there, I'm going to park there,
yeah.
then you've got a destination in mind, and then you can explore when you get there. But if you haven't got that pre-planned,
No.
you're just driving aimlessly with
Yeah.
nowhere to park.
Yeah,
then
you've
you get a
gotta
bit
know.
frustrated.
It's kind of the opposite to Scotland, where I'm living as well in that aspect, and that was kind of a surprise for me because I've become so used to that, where you can literally pretty much park anywhere if there's there's lots of places to pull over, and here you really do need to sort of plan ahead and
Yeah.
you've got to.
It's like Snowdonia. There's loads of places
Yeah.
that pull over
Yeah,
in
they're
Snowdonia,
just
but
amazing, yeah.
the lakes is a different ball
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
You've really got to know where you're going.
But this time of year, I mean, like we haven't had any problem parking anywhere, have we? I mean, when we got to Yew Tarn, it wasn't early, was it? It was.
Oh, it was.
No, but it wasn't stupid early. We didn't have to get there before sunrise.
No,
And
no.
sun-
No,
You know,
no,
sort
no.
of 8 o'clock time. You know, and the clock's gone back, so there was an hour of light probably before we got there, well, maybe not. But it was reasonable, and then we were the first car in the car park. And even when we left,
No, so we got there at 7:30
yeah,
because it was sunrise at 7,
yeah,
and then so we probably got to
And we were the-
Yew Tree
yeah.
for 7:30.
and we were
half
the
an hour after
first car
sunrise.
on that
Yeah.
lay-by.
Yeah.
And when we left, there were spaces on that lay-by,
Yeah.
and I'd imagine there would have been spaces in the parking. But
Yeah.
if you'd have done that in the summer,
Oh yeah.
forget it.
Yeah.
But this time of year, you know, you can do it. So, and you get the weather, don't you?
Yeah.
Get the gorgeous weather. Bring probably 4 pairs of shoes, because I've gone through 2 pairs of my shoes are soaked.
I've only worn one.
Yeah, have
Yeah.
As
you?
long as you get a good pair of waterproof boots.
Yeah,
And good socks.
Yeah.
yeah.
You was wearing green flash and flip flops. That's what done it. The old unlocked green flash.
The white trainers haven't fared too well, to be fair. Oh dear.
So we've planned our next photography jaunt, haven't we, for next year? We're going to try and do 2 a year, I think, now, aren't we?
I don't see why not. Best not watching. You should be fine.
Yeah, try and do a long weekend in
Yeah.
spring and a long weekend in the
Yeah,
autumn every
yeah.
year. That'd be quite good.
Yeah.
So we're going to go to the Peak District next year. We've got that. Well, not planned, but we've
Yeah, we're
Penciled
talking
in.
about
penciled
it.
in. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Good for wildlife as well. I think it'd be nice
Yeah.
to do a bit of wildlife
Yeah.
in the Peak District.
I think that would be good. Yeah, I think that's something for everybody there, isn't there?
Yeah.
We can,
Well, hopefully there'll be something for me if somebody turns up and recognises me.
me and Jay was talking about that, weren't we? We're gonna plant people.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
saying to help you get up King's Howl, it would have been much easier
Yeah.
to pre-plan some of your non-subscribers that want to be
Yeah.
in positions on the fell,
Yeah.
and they just pop out behind a tree.
Yeah.
Every hand
Gary,
to Jay.
you
Gary Norman.
Yeah.
Yeah, you Gary Norman.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have given you the buzz.
Can I just say that I'm not that bothered? I mean, I know we've.
No,
I
it's
know,
not like you've been going on about it.
no, but no, I know we've put this, you know, we've sort of, I've given this persona where, like, you know, where, I really want to be recognised, but I'm not that bothered. I've been gutted a couple of times as well. Oh, I forgot something, Keswick. Every photographer goes to Keswick, still no one. No, I'm not that bothered. I'm really not. Oh, dear.
Right, well, what are we going to do?
Go to the pub.
Are we going to go to the pub now?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Sam, is your...
We've only been recording 37 minutes.
Oh, all right, let's stay over there. All right, I've not even finished my beer yet. All right, let's finish my beer. Then. Yeah.
I mean, it's been lovely, everyone, but we're going to the pub. You know, we've done like 12 minutes of talk. We're off to the pub.
So I
Anyway,
didn't realise.
like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you said we'd keep it short tonight. I don't. Why did you? Why did I think that?
yes.
You did say
Oh,
that.
yeah, keep it.
Limited battery life. on
Sure,
these
but
things, probably.
37 minutes.
Oh,
is
well, we'll keep
is
going then.
No, well, look, we've really enjoyed your company for the last 12 minutes, and we probably could go now. I'll tell you what we'll talk about. I'll tell you what we'll talk about before we go. What are you having to eat tonight? Because I'm sure everyone wants to know that.
Oh, I don't know. I had fish and chips first night, scampi for second night, so I need to vary it up a bit. Maybe I'll go chili or something.
Are you not
Was it
tempted by the
chili?
chicken curry? There
That
was
was
Oh,
That was nice.
chicken curry.
Chicken curry and chips last night.
So you
Yeah.
saw their chicken curry, and
Yeah.
you were like, I should have gone chicken curry.
Yeah. Okay, maybe chicken curry.
Yeah, it's quite. It's a limited menu, but
Yeah.
every dish is pretty
Yeah.
good that we've had.
I wouldn't know, I've had a fish and chips
Yeah,
both
you
nights. I said to Dad, you've got to stop me having fish and chips tonight. But I'm really thinking fish and chips would be nice.
No. Yeah, the chicken curry was really nice, and
It
I'm going
was.
to go. I'm going to go with the scampi tonight
Yeah.
because Sam
That
had that
scampi
last
was
night.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just felt that looking on your plate, you had peas,
Yeah.
and I've not
Had any
had any
vegetables?
vegetables
No.
for like
Yeah.
3 days. So I'm
Yeah.
just thinking if I have that tonight, then I can carry on with a beer and have
Yeah.
a cornetto in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might. With that same tact, I might go Cumberland Ring with mash and peas.
Oh, Cumberland
Wait till
Ring.
then.
Cumberland Ring mash and
Is
peas.
it gravy?
That'd be gravy as well. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That sounds interesting. I think I'll have fish and chips. Oh, it's so nice. I fancy the fish and chips again.
So what do we think of the campsite then? For anyone that's thinking about coming to the National Trust
Campsite
Campsite,
itself was
right.
really good, but we had some difficult neighbours the last couple of nights.
Yeah,
but apart
well,
from that,
yeah.
that's not the campsite's fault.
It's a good campsite.
No,
isn't
it's
it?
great.
It is a
Showers
nice
are
Yeah.
good,
campsite.
toilets
Showers
are
are
good.
great.
Showers,
yeah.
showers are
Shower
really
rooms.
good.
Yeah.
Showers and toilets.
The
Early
drying
morning,
room.
8 o'clock bacon roll and a coffee as well.
Oh, yeah.
Really good.
And the bacon roll came out £4. I'm like, £4 for a bacon roll? It was massive.
Oh, yeah.
Huge,
Loads of
wasn't
Yeah.
it?
And there's loads of that was wow, it's getting worse. There's loads of bacon, that was really good.
Yeah.
And the pods are good,
Yeah, pods are
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
so you can't moan at anything really. It's
No.
been apart from the
I think this time of year, when it's wet as it is, it's quite boggy. But again, that's nothing to do with the campsite. It's the time of year.
that's going to go
Oh,
over.
I'm
Yeah,
getting
I saw
soaked
that.
here now. Well, that was just a big.
I tell you what. Let's.
Oh, should we
let's,
get your camera?
Yeah. Listen. Thanks ever so much.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
See you later.
We're going to go because it's absolutely it's starting to come in. Right.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Oh.
Goodbye.
All right,
Goodbye.
bye.
Goodbye.
See
Goodbye.
ya.
Goodbye.
See ya.
Yeah.
Bye,
Get
bye,
out of
boy.
here. Get out of here.